International Wrestling Backstage heat. Breaking news. Triple H is insecure with a, quote, pathetic story about him. My review of Monday Night Raw and more. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Get exclusive bonus videos over at patreon.com/WrestleTalk. I know we all love Triple H now. He's got the good booking and the big bushy beard and the tiniest spectacles known to man. But don't ever forget that we did all heavily dislike him for, I don't know, about 20 years. He was the man who first proposed the Montreal Screwjob. He crushed Raw under his championship reign of terror. We even had the Triple H's shovel joke about him because he used to bury so many people. As the Usual Suspects movie once said, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing everyone he didn't exist. So we've got stories like this one from former wrestler Stevie Richards to remind us. In a clip from the Stevie Richards show called Pathetic Triple H Story, Richards recalls an incident speculated to be about the SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 video game.
There was a memo going around when we were promoting the video game. Matter of fact, it was when we were promoting the video game. There was a memo going around saying that Triple H cannot, under any circumstances, be shown in promotional materials, commercials, ads, screenshots, and gameplay in a vulnerable position or getting pinned.
Richards' co-host then recalled a story about Rene Dupree, where a seamstress had to write the wrestler's thigh measurements down smaller than they actually were, as in reality, they were bigger than Triple H's, and nobody wanted to offend him. Meanwhile, in Japan, Kota Ibushi might have fallen out with the promotion he considers home, DDT. Ibushi and Kenny Omega first rose to prominence in the wacky wrestling company DDT, Dramatic Dream Team, where men would wrestle 8-year-old girls and blow up dolls, and one of their championships was once held by a ladder. Yes, you heard me right, an actual ladder. It fell on the previous champion, the referee counted the pin, and the ladder won the belt. When I visited Japan last year, I actually went to a DDT show in a sports hall, and it was genuinely the best thing I did when I was over there. And I watched Chef Pikachu dance at the Pokemon Cafe. Bum 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 bum. Like it, they started clap clap clap, stomp stomp stomp, turn around, bend and down, elbows out. And I was like, what? How is everyone remembering this Pokemon dance? Anyway, even though Ibushi and Omega went on to New Japan and now AEW, their spiritual home is DDT, which is why Ibushi wrestled 2 matches there in August and September this year. But then he was pulled from 2 October dates. Maybe it was because AEW have plans for his imminent return. Maybe he'd re-aggravated his injury. Or maybe it's because he's fallen out with the company. The Faction 37 Kamina described Ibushi's recent DDT return as Golden Star Syndrome, and that the middle-aged fans who come to the show are only chasing his long-gone glory days. Sounds like the usual young wrestlers starting a feud with the part-timer veteran. Only it's being speculated that their comments were what prompted Ibushi to pull out of his other DDT shows. Sticking with Japan, New Japan have announced that El Phantasmo will be taking indefinite leave due to a health concern, meaning he'll be missing his scheduled upcoming dates. El Phantasmo followed this up with his own post. Just wanted to get this out the way so everyone doesn't worry about me. The last 2 weeks I've had a bunch of scans and tests done, and doctors have found a little tumour of cancer. Things are thankfully happening really fast. I promise once I'm ready, I'll be back stronger than ever. Pause this video right now, go over to Twitter or X or whatever you call it and find @ELP Wrestling there and send them your well wishes. It's Tuesday! You know what that means. The brand new episode of Monday Night War is up exclusively right now on our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/WrestleTalk to watch the whole series right now. Here's a clip.
I'm hoping here for Argus the Great and Trent Shaw.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. You'd think, Giant and Cruiser? Yeah, you'd hope so, wouldn't you?
That'd be nice. Trent Shaw
wins.
Nothing. Cool. Yeah. Nice.
Yep. Cool.
Brady the Dark, though, calling out Shante the Adonis. For fuck's sake.
This is also, I want to point out, our last record of the day. Like, this is the 5th episode that we filmed. What a f***ing way to end off our day recording here.
Now it's time for my review of Monday Night Raw in about 5 minutes. Taking place from Hershey, Canada, this was the go-home show for Crown Jewel this Saturday. You can tell because it opened with the gaudy belt arriving through your mum's favourite entrance, by which I mean the back door. Other than that, and the Rollins vs. Reed build, this was a classic WWE PLE go-home episode, in that it didn't really do anything for the PLE in about 5 days' time. The main push was for the latest development in the Bloodline saga, where Roman Reigns and the freshly reunited Usos will take on New Blood at Crown Jewel. Jimmy and Jay opened the show in the ring, not really addressing Jay losing his Intercontinental Championship last week. "We haven't got time for you, Bron Breakker. Everyone wants to know about the Bloodline." Where they agreed that if they're going to do the Bloodline again, this time, they're all equals, which kind of goes against the whole acknowledging a tribal chief foundation of their family. I'm sure Roman will be totally cool with that. Yeet. New Blood attacked Jimmy and Jay with a 4 versus 2 advantage, so of course, New Blood ended up getting chased away. The soap opera continued throughout the night when Sami Zayn wanted to talk to Jay alone. Mirroring Kevin Owens' building frustration with Cody Rhodes for teaming with Roman last month, Sami said he doesn't understand why Jay is getting back with Reigns. It's pretty fair. Jay, lashing out, said Sami wouldn't understand, as he's not family. It was the best, if most heart-crushing part of the night. Even Jay felt bad about it, telling Jimmy he shouldn't have said that later on. But then, in the final backstage segment, Jimmy and Jay saw Sami in the car park talking to Solo Sikoa. Jay looked crestfallen, and Jimmy said they've got to keep this in the family, as the family are the only people they can trust. Which I get. I love the vibes there and the whole Bloodline saga. But just, there is one small logic hole. Solo, that person trying to destroy you, is also your family. The whole let's not trust Sami because he's not an Anoa'i sentiment kind of falls apart when your 2 main foes are more related to you. Over in the Tough Boys mid-card division, Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser just beat the hell out of each other for 10 minutes. This was hot, stiff action, with Sheamus hitting a bro kick to win. He deserves an actual storyline now, as he's been directionless since beating Butch. As for Kaiser, he's getting a main event on this Friday's SmackDown, teaming with Gunther against Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Gee, I wonder who's taking the pin there. Rhea Ripley had a pre-filmed promo on Raquel Rodriguez where she kind of came off as a hypocrite, saying that when she beat up Raquel and Liv in the past, that was okay, but when Raquel did the same to her, that was bad. Ripley needs a change of feud soon, as she's in danger of getting one-dimensional and stale. Ivy Nile beat Zelina Vega in a battle of the LWO and American Made factions. I'd like to congratulate the official call-up of a long-time NXT star, the Dangerous Parking Lot. Seth Rollins, despite being dressed like a drug dealer you could beat up, thankfully kept his more serious delivery of recent weeks. Bronson Reed interrupted his in-ring promo on the Tron, saying he promised Adam Pearce he wouldn't cause any destruction in the arena, so he's out here in the parking lot. Parking lot rules. This started yet another fun, chaotic brawl between them, with Seth hitting a stomp on Reed on a car bonnet, for Ronson to rise from the rubble and hit a Death Valley driver on Seth off the back of a production truck through a table. Joe Tessitore later announced that WWE wishes hospitals the best in all their future endeavors, as Seth has been taken to a local medical facility, giving him an injury storyline heading into the Crown Jewel match. The rivalry grows! After several weeks of qualifying matches, the LWO, War Raiders and New Day then fought in a 3-way to become the tag team titles #1 containers. This was the most actual wrestling on the show, which is, admittedly, a low bar, and the finish was built around the New Day psychodrama. Kofi had Dragon Lee set up for the kill with daylight, but Xavier Woods saw Rey Mysterio on the ring apron and went to take him out instead. Which does make sense. Rey would have tried to either break up the move or the pin, but that one moment of not being on exactly the same page started a chain of events leading to Kofi getting pinned by the War Raiders. Also in all of this, Chad Gable attacked Rey Mysterio. The rivalry also grows. Scared of the Wyatt Six, The Miz tried to make up with R-Truth, who slapped him to the ground, so then he went to Adam Pearce to demand security. But Karrion Kross commanded Miz to come with him to find Bo Dallas by the end of the night, or he'll break his legs. A pretty huge threat there that we never saw the final of. So I guess Kross broke Miz's legs. I do recommend watching the video Kross posted on Twitter in his hotel room later on, where Scarlett tells him Miz has been kidnapped, and Karrion can't be bothered to save him, saying, he's probably 100% dead by now. The main event was Dominic Mysterio versus a former World Heavyweight Champion, which was of course Damian Priest, not The Rock or Goldberg like I wanted it to be. The action was predictably one-sided, where Priest beat up Latino Cheat, which is such a good name. Judgment Day predictably start interfering, although without Finn Balor, who had walked off earlier in the night. And Dom got a shock roll-up to win. In anger, Priest kept beating up Dom afterwards, and laid out Carlito too, just in case he said anything racist. But this does mean we will be getting Dominic Mysterio versus Gunther after Crown Jewel, where Dom could become the World Heavyweight Champion. But is that too much? Is the world really ready for a world champion with that facial hair? Could that be too much moustache? This week's Raw is 60%. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, Brock Lesnar, even Roman Reigns. Watch our new PFK video on wrestlers WWE tried to erase from history by clicking the video on screen now.